Hi everybody, I am sitting here in Manchester, New Hampshire, where I am based in real life for my flying job in the Flightsim 2024 Boeing business jet, the Asobo default 737 Max in BBJ form. The weather I have manually set to match today's weather, as when I tried live weather, the snow cover that we have on the ground was not too accurate, didn't show up at all, but in manipulating the sky and the ground, I've come up with this beautiful looking skyscape and groundscape and blowing snow. Looks quite realistic right now for what actually existing in the real world. The aircraft that Asobo launched has had a lot of problems. It's getting better slowly. Certainly the visual model is quite okay. I kind of like it. It's not bad. The panel looks good, and with all my views set up, pretty sharp, and the interior isn't bad looking as well. I kind of like the modern look, actually. This is quite representative, apparently, of what the real BBJ, its latest version, may look like, I think. I haven't been in one of these in a long time in real life, but probably pretty realistically set up, I'd say. So I got the passenger views. There we go, each side, outside. As such. But I want to show you a realistic start prep for a real flight. The engine's already running, but I wanted to go over the FMS and programming from Manchester to Laconia. Laconia is a short general aviation airstrip up to the north of Lake Winnipesaukee. Only 20 minutes flying time, probably 50 nautical miles. Beautiful summer spot and winter spot as well. And it is capable of taking a Boeing business jet. So let's take a look at the FMS, see how realistic it is and how easy it is to program. Anyway, a basic FMS, in simple terms, you're just going to go to the menu page, go to FMC. Alright, already there's some part of it is not realistic, so that's to be expected. Alright, and settings, don't really need any of that right now. I'm trying to go through this as we do it. I guess we'll go to position in it. Type in Manchester, KMHT. Alright, then we're going to go to the route. We're going to go KMHT. Now we're going to go Laconia, KLCI. Bang, there we go. Now the next thing we want to do from that is go to an arrival and departure page. Select a typical SID, which is Manchester 1, we use a lot, off of runway 35. Alright, then we go back to arrival departure, go to Laconia, hit arrival departure, and we're going to pick the ILS runway 8, I guess. We'll try that. Boom. And we can do a transition off of Concord. Then hit the word route and activate. And execute with the green light will pop up prompting you to hit execute. So we'll do that. Now to get some takeoff numbers, we're going to go to the next prompt, takeoff. We can use flaps 5 or more. But at flaps 5, with this pre-calculated N1 and a CG and a trim of 4, by the way. While I'm staring at that, I want to tell you can adjust your trim over here. And number 4 is already preset, it looks like, for the most part, so pretty good. Trim of 4 digits. Anyway, so that's set. But our speeds are pretty low. 124, lock it in by tapping the blank line. 124, 126, 139 for V1, VR, V2, which signifies our pretty lightweight. We have a moderate amount of fuel, but not a lot of passengers. BBJs typically fly very empty with just 1 or 2 rich guys on board. Takeoff speeds deleted. Maybe I'll bump something. Let's take a look. It looks like they're in there now. I believe they are loaded and populated up there. Alright, let's see. Next page, I'm not really going to fill in anything right there. I don't need to do that. So I've got the speeds in. Go back to index and perf again. I want to check something here. N1 limit. We can take the typical takeoff N1 of 89.7 or put in a higher temperature to force a lower RPM in terms of fuel economy and noise abatement. It's kind of what Airbus calls a flex mode. We'll type in 40 Celsius and see if it That actually bumped it up a little bit, but that's what it wanted, so we'll take it. I'm just going to keep that, and now the takeoff speeds are deleted again, so I'm going to lock them in one more time. You notice they're blank, so 1, 2, and 3, lock them in again, and they're populated. So you got speeds in there, and a route is in there, and go to the legs page, and you'll see vectors up to Concord, next page, 2 out of 3, arrival for runway 8, and that's the end of the line. So we've done that. Now I'll just look at the map PFD and zoom out a bit. Can't see too much here. Alright, we'll go to 10,000 feet is all, and 200 knots initially. That's all we need to do, certainly. Flight director is going to be on and ready to taxi. There's your setup for Boeing Business Jet, free taxi, and FMS setup. I'll make another video right now about taxi and takeoff.